Predator Killer of Killers is an animated film directed by Dan Trachtenberg. He's sort of in charge of the Predator movies now after the sort of streaming success of the movie Prey, which a lot of people liked and said it should have been in theaters. This movie is a shorter animated film. It's only an hour and 20 minutes, so that's why it never got a theater release. We're following different characters as they encounter predators throughout time. The first one is about a shield maiden named Ursa, and she's on a quest of revenge and finds her enemy in a fortress. However, a predator shows up and they have to fight it. I noticed that the designs of the predators were kind of terrible because they're not just designed predators, they're designed in a way to complement the sort of time period, which is kind of weird. So, for example, the first predator that fights the Viking warriors, he's like a huge predator and his weapon's more of a sonic boom weapon than, you know, blades and stuff like that. He does have some, but it's kind of weird how they have different weapons based off of the time period. You'd think a predator would just show up and just have whatever weapons, but I guess it's a thing that Dan Trachtenberg's trying to do. For example, the feral predator is a lot less low tech in the movie Prey. So the Viking one is definitely more of a clobberer, big guy brute. And the second story is about Kenji. When he was a young boy, his father wanted to pit him against his brother, but he didn't want to, so he got expelled from the clan, ended up learning ninja skills instead, and comes back later to get his revenge, but then they both get attacked by a predator. This one's like a thinner one with different kind of weapons, more like there's one that's even based off of a naginata. So, you know, I guess the predators maybe, I don't know if they custom make weapons based off the time period, or I don't know, it's kind of weird. But anyways, the third story is about World War II. There's a pilot named Torres. He's grounded though, he's a mechanic and he wants to fly. He discovers like a homing weapon and wants to go out there and warn his comrades before they're taken out by a predator in a flying ship. And then they're all actually kidnapped and made to fight each other on Yautja Prime, and then they had the big battle in a gladiatorial combat arena. So this movie has a pretty good concept because after the success of Prey, everyone wanted to see different versions of the Predator in different sort of time periods. Like what if, you know, Predators fought the samurai or Vikings or, you know, pirates or, you know, medieval knights, you know, all sorts of crazy time periods with the Predator. However, they decided to just sort of stick an action-heavy climax of each of these stories to just sort of introduce these characters rather quickly. And I feel like there's too much action. This animated film goes all over the place because it doesn't have any limits. So there's tons of gore and like the Predator just like cuts through people like butter so easily, but also never defeats the main character who has plot armor. And then they have like this big battle on an alien planet with all these creatures. It's really short, a lot of world building, but just not enough character development. It's just basically taking the climax of out of 3 potential movies, mashing them all together, and then trying to mash up. It's just 4 climaxes. Basically, this movie is just like literally that. It's literally like, I want to say 30 minutes, not even 35 minutes, or times 4 or 30. Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just like a hodgepodge mix of just 15-minute climaxes, basically. So it's still an entertaining movie, like, and there's some Easter eggs. They're trying to do some teasing, but overall, it's just an okay movie. I give Predator Killer of Killers a 6.5 out of 10.